welcome back to my channel. I am Megan. A few videos ago, I asked for some recommendations for videos if anybody had any requests. And one of the things I mentioned was doing a swirl with no cells. And I had several people request that I do a swirl with no cells. And I have a few others. I think I have 2 others videos with swirls where I intentionally have no cells. So I will link to those in the description bar in case you want to see those. But I'm going to do it again. It's been a while, so I'm hoping my mix is right with my colors. Because really that's all it's about, is getting the right mix. And it's easier to get a mix where you're not getting cells than a mix where you are getting cells. So you have that in your favor. But basically you want it thicker than a normal pour where you have cells. These are heavy body paints that I have mixed with water. I do not have any floetrol or silicone. Floetrol, even without silicone, can cause cells. So I don't use that. Now, if you really want to use a pouring medium and not just paint and water, I would think liquitex pouring medium or something a bit more like that would probably be a better way to go. Like I said, floetrol can cause cells even if you don't have silicone. So, of course, if your paint is thick enough, you should be fine. But I don't know. I've never really tried it because I like my paint thicker for this, and I just don't see the need for floetrol if I'm mixing my paints thicker. I have a mixing video, and I will link to that as well, that shows my consistency. But basically, I look for, when I want cells, I look for like a loose custard, where when you run your finger through it, it runs almost back together. When I do a cell with no cells, I don't want it to run back together. Now, I'm hoping I don't have it too thick. Like I said, it's been a while since I've done one of these, so I'm hoping my memory is serving me well with my paint consistency. But basically I have blue-green, and that is the name of this paint. This is a Nova Color blue-green. I have Naphthol Crimson, I have Payne's Gray, and I have white. Now my white mixed really funky. This is not a new bottle. This is Master's Touch Titanium White, and I've mixed it quite a bit. So I'm not sure why this time it's like a little bit weird, but it is. So I'm probably not going to use too much white, but we'll see. And I'm going to use my fun little formula cup. I will link to this in the description bar as well. This is basically, it's a children's formula travel cup. And it's great for triple swirls and double swirls. So that's what I'm going to use today. And the paint peels right off from the inside. So it works really well. Now, I have to talk to myself. I know some of you just hate it when I talk to myself out loud, but you know what? I need to. Because sometimes I get to talking on the video and then I forget the swirl pattern because it's first in, last out, last in, first out. So if I want a certain color in the middle, I have to make sure it's the last one in. And I think I want my Payne's Gray in the middle. I might do Payne's Gray on the middle and the outside. I love Payne's Gray. One of my favorite colors. Some of this blue-green. This is so pretty. I love this color. And then I'll throw some red in there. Maybe I'll just do these 3 and just throw some red in there here and there. That might be kind of neat. Now my red is transparent. So I'm hoping it doesn't give me fits and bleeding. Like I said, if I have my mix right, it will not, because it will it won't bleed or blend. It'll just stay. Now, when I do my swirls out of these, I like to pour pretty close to this and not like in the middle, because that's where it's going to come out of. And I find I get better lines when I pour it closer to here than when I try and pour it in the middle, and then it has to stretch It's possible that's my imagination, but that's what I tell myself anyway. Okay, I'm going to throw just a little bit of white in there, just for some contrast. That is really weird. I don't know what happened there. I suppose maybe it got old, or the heat got to it, maybe. I had some paints acting strange this year, and I do think part of it is because it was so hot and humid in southern Oklahoma. It's always hot here, but it was incredibly humid this year. Okay, I need to pay attention to how much paint I'm using. And again, it's been quite a while since I've done one of these, so I'm trying to remember how much paint I need for this size canvas when I'm doing a swirl. Different techniques need different amounts of paint. I wonder if doing this stripey instead of doing it kind of as a graduated pour with one color on the outside and another color towards the inside is gonna come back to haunt me. I've never done one. Well, yeah, I have done one like this before. Okay, I think I've got plenty. Okay. Go right in the middle. Love that paint's right. Oh, my blue green is just totally disappearing. Come back. Come back, I tell you. Bummer. Maybe when I tilt, come back. My red's pretty much gone too. What has happened? Let's stretch this way. Ugh, I didn't use very much white. Why am I getting so much white? Come on, white. You really don't want to take over. I know you don't. You're not the showstopper. You're just the contrast. Looks like a brain, doesn't it? Call this one gray matter. Okay, I'll make sure I'm still in camera. My camera sits up higher now. It's harder to see. That is so weird. Okay, these canvas panels are hard to tilt. Come on. Now we're stretching it to where the white's not taking over. I must have had a clump in one of those colors. Come on. If this was on a regular canvas, I could have gotten away with a little more paint, but being on a canvas panel, I don't want too much extra so that my canvas panel doesn't warp. Not all canvas panels are created equal, and I've found that Arteza is pretty good. Is this Arteza or Master's Touch? This is Arteza. Arteza and Master's Touch I've had pretty good luck with. I've had other brands that have warped quite a bit, but these two seem to warp less. Well, this is an odd duck. I'll give it that. I'm going to have to put this on something else too. I'm dripping on my little canvas here that I propped my thing up in. I shouldn't have used white. It would have been much, much better. white is weird. All right. I'm going to go back this way just a tad. I'm using this corner thing now to prop it up, not so much to hold the paint because the canvas is pretty much covered and I don't have anything to hold it with on the bottom without getting my fingers in the paint. Oh, look, there's that little clump. Okay. I'm going to pull this little clump out. There we go. Move this out of the way. With my little prop dude. Just use a couple cups here. Okay. There we go. Very strange, I will admit. I mean, this is kind of doing some weird... That white is just weird. I don't know. I'm not sure I've ever used... Well, yeah, I have. Have I used Master's Touch? What is this? Yeah, I've used Master's Touch before because I have an empty bottle sitting here. I don't know, like I said, what's going on with that. But it is kind of neat. If you like the cloud pours, it almost looks like it's doing what it does when... I forget what kind of paint they use to do the cloud pours. But it almost looks like that, doesn't it? So if you've been trying to do the cloud pours, maybe Master's Touch with just water is... a good thing to try. I don't know, it's kind of interesting. I'm really bummed that I didn't get more of this because this is so pretty. And my red is only showing up here. So I think I still have plenty of the red, Payne's Gray. Not a ton of the blue-green, but enough. I think I'm going to do another one. Maybe on one of my small canvases since I don't have a ton left. And try it without the white. But I don't know. What do you think? Go back and check, too, some of my other swirls if you want to see without cells, because most of them turned out pretty normal. Let me see if I have one here. Okay. Here's one with similar colors. And you can see it turned out more like a swirl. This was actually a bottle bottom, which is why this little rose showed up. But you can see all the lines from the swirl without that cloudy white. I don't know. That's interesting. But anyway, let me know what you think, if this is a thumbs up or thumbs down for you. I'm going to do some close-ups here. Here we go. See, that is so... I'm going to definitely do another one. That is so pretty. It looks like water. And then up here you have the red. I do like the white. It's just so interesting what it did. I just wish there wasn't quite as much of it. And I don't think I used very much, but it really spread out, didn't it? Oh, but those blues. Almost looks like a metallic the way that's working, doesn't it? Actually, since it's actually pretty cool. It's not what I was expecting or hoping for. So at first it was like, ugh, but looking at it, it's actually pretty cool. So let me know what you think. And check out those links in the description bar. Stop by and say hi in the comments. I love to hear who's out there watching. And we will see you next time, guys. Happy pouring.